Welcome to Limestone. Today marks another important step in our journey to make estate living, facility management, security operations, and resident engagement simpler, smarter, and more reliable. Limestone started with version 1, a suite of products designed to help residents, facility managers, and estate security teams manage daily estate activities more efficiently. In version 1, residents used My Limestone, facility managers used the community portal, and estate security guards used the security app. These products helped introduce digital estate management across our communities. As our customers grew, their needs also evolved. To serve communities better, Limestone moved into version 2 with a more improved product suite. Residents began using Stonecircle, facility managers used Stone Community, and security guards used Stone Security. This version brought better structure, improved user experience, and stronger estate operations. Now, Limestone has evolved again. Welcome to Limestone 2.1, the new platform that all users have been migrated to. Let's begin.
Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, from anywhere you're watching us from. We want to say welcome. First of all, thank you for sparing us your time today to be with us in this very first town hall meeting. So I've been able to recognize a couple of us that were able to join early. Thank you for honoring our invitations. People like Jumoke, Nicole, Raphael, Rashid, Solomon, Stella, Ufoma. Thank you very much for joining us. So without wasting much of your time, I will go into the business for today. Why are we here? Why have we been sending you messages, telling you about a migration and a need for a town hall? Now, let me refresh our memory on why Limestone in the first place, because the question is, why did you even waste your time trying to use our system? Now, before I go into that, I want to first of all say thank you, a big thank you to each and every one of us for trusting our service, irrespective of anything. You've been with us through the journey, and we've been iterating, and here we are. Now, we know that for every facility management, there is a lot of moving parts, which is what gave birth to Limestone. When we say a lot of moving parts, we have three major people that make sure that a community is complete. Now, the first set of people are the residents, the second set of people are the facility managers, and the third set of people are the security personnel. Now, why did we come up with the system for all these people? We came up with them so that there can be a central control where each and every one of them is a priority. What does that mean? As a resident living in an estate, you spend so much money either buying the property or paying for rentals. With our system, we made sure, and we are trying to still make sure, that you get services that are equal to what you paid for. As a facility manager, we know that it's chaotic. There's a lot of moving parts, there's a lot of moving things, and there's a lot of expectations from you. And we can say that you're not a computer, to be honest. Sometimes we trust our diaries, sometimes we trust our brains, sometimes we trust our WhatsApp or something. And we even made it better to say, okay, why not use this central control so that anytime you look at this platform, you will catch up without having to think. Now, the third set of people are the security personnel at the gate. Now, we know there's a lot of chaos. Everybody is always right when they are coming into the gate. Now, one of our applications also helps you to bring sanity to your gates. That is who we are. And that is what we're offering you over the years. Now, we are here to tell you that in all the years we've been working with you, we know that some of you are in a version we call 1.0, and we have some users that are on a version we call 2.0. And we've been getting your feedbacks. If you like, to be very honest, you have been very, very helpful with your feedbacks on what we can do better and how we are not serving you well. And we've put everything together and sat down to come up with a masterpiece that we called 2.1. Now, on this 2.1, we are going to walk you through, why we are here is to walk you through what to expect. Because come 30th of June, just as we've been sending to you, everything is going to change. When you look at your interface, you are going to see something very beautiful and something very user-friendly, more user-friendly than you can ever think about. Now, I'm first of all going to introduce also my colleagues who also made our time to be here with us. I'm going to first of all recognize the presence of no other person than Mr. Ifeanyi Aneke, who is the MD CEO for Limestone. Then Mr. Jide, who is also one of our core guys, our developers. Then also Mr. Idowu Akintayo, who is also one of us. Then Abigail, who is also one of us. Chidinma, who is also one of us. And Destiny with Jennifer. So I want to say thank you, my colleagues, for making our time to also be here with us to make sure that today was a success. Thank you very much. So without wasting much of your time, let's get into it. So I'm going to invite Mr. Ifeanyi Aneke, who is the MD CEO for Limestone, to get the ground running. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you so much. Thank you, Amaka. Good evening, everyone. It's really great to be here. I think this is the first town hall we're doing in a very, very long time. Let me quickly share my screen so that we can get this process started. Give me a moment. How is everyone doing? I'm hoping that we're having a great week. Okay.
We're good.
Excellent. All right. Amaka, please help me pin this presentation as well. All right. So let me get started. So what I want to do is to try to make it a little clearer to every one of us why we are doing what we're doing today, why we are having this conversation, why we decided to migrate everybody to this new version of Stonecircle that we've built, or new version of Limestone that we built. So there's a lot of thoughts that have gone into this migration. But before that, a bit of history. So we started this journey with 1.0 about 3+ years ago. We saw the problems a lot of our colleagues are having trying to manage properties, right? Limestone actually has a sister company called RPP that is into property management, construction, and have communities that are managing as well. And so in the course of this, the birth of Limestone actually started from having to see the struggles that you guys are going through, we facing it ourselves, and trying to figure out ways to solve that problem is what bettered Limestone. So the very first version of the product that we built, the 1.0, was really crude, right? It was good. It was solving a real problem. We got a couple of people to join the platform. So shout out to Landmark. Landmark was one of our first customers. Efficacy as well. We're one of the people that joined us, about that 2-3 years ago when we started this 1.0 version. But it was more like an MVP. We needed to understand, get something out there to understand the market a little bit. And so we released 1.0. That was the first product. 2.0 came about 2 years after, right? We've learned from the market. We've found out 1 or 2 things that we needed to do better. We got the feedback on how the interface wasn't great, and we built 2.0. 2.0 brought out the chat-based interface, and then we were figuring out how to get that UI to work. And then we shipped it out there. We got a couple of more customers using it, but we kept the 1.0 guys. Most of the people that were using 1.0 were still on 1.0, and we kept the 2.0 as well. And we were listening to feedback and taking those feedback and working on this 2.1 version. And so the 2.1 version is a significant improvement from all the learnings we've gotten from 1.0 and 2.0. And so what you would see in 2.1 is that it's significantly better, right? So one of the first things we did in 2.1 is that we removed passwords, right? So there is no password at all. And when you hear no password, some people will be like, how is that secure? Why would you remove passwords? But the truth is that passwords, while it has served its time, it is something that it has now become a source of, insecurity in many applications. And so we decided that we're taking out passwords completely. And in the replacement for passwords, what we've done now is that the app itself is running on cryptography. So what do I mean by that? The identity of what is allowing you to sign on to our portals or to anything now is a particular certificate that is sitting right inside your phone and never leaves your phone. So what that does is that it's significantly safe and almost impossible for anybody to be able to gain access to your account, because that credentials, that thing that is allowing you, that's identifying who you are within our network, sits inside your phone and never leaves your phone. So that's the first difference. One of the first things you will see is that there's no passwords. The device, your phone, is now the credential, right? The phone is now the credentials. So you use your phone to sign on to our portal, you use your phone to get access at the gate, you use your phone to do anything that you need to do. And there are many more things we're going to be introducing. And so that is the key thing there. We've removed password. The first thing, password is gone. Your phone is now your identity. Okay, so login becomes a whole lot easier. We're going to show you how that works. It's very simple and straightforward now. And then the issue of having to struggle with getting access and things like that is going to be a thing of the past. All right. Now, to be able to enable some of the things that we built in 2.1, we actually had to re-engineer the system from the ground up. So the team here is now that you'll be hearing a lot about Stonecircle ID. Stonecircle ID. What is Stonecircle ID? Stonecircle ID is how we're now identifying every single user and every single object within the system. Okay? So you, as a user in the system, your gate as an object in the system, your car as an object in the system, your devices, whatever devices you're connecting to the system, is now have their own identifier. So those identities is what everything now runs on. The beautiful thing and why this is powerful is that it brings in a whole lot more advantages, because now the identity is no longer something that is driven by passwords that we have to, you enter a password has to be verified by a server before the server will come back and say, hey, you know, this is who the person say he is, and then access is given to you. Because the ID is now driven by those, because the ID is now driven by the Stonecircle ID, which sits right inside the phone, you start to see a whole lot more advantages beyond what you know. So one of those advantages is the fact that we can now give you true offline capabilities. Okay, so what do I mean by that? So you can come to the gate and then you bring out your phone, and your phone will talk to the gate itself, the gate devices itself, like the boom barrier, the tonsils, and all of those things there. It will talk to them directly, and it will give you access because the two can talk to each other. And they don't need to talk to the server. They don't need to talk to Stonecircle server. They can talk to each other and you're granted access. So offline is real. It's no longer, you know, something that was hacked. It's now real. And then it's bringing in the hardware. All of this hardware that I talked about are now primitives within our system. And you're going to see how some of these things are going to be working in 2.1. We're going to show you some of the demos and the videos that we recorded that shows how this works. So, and then we're bringing a whole lot more hardware. So we know before now we had basically the smart meters, and then some of our customers are also using our boom barriers, our tonsils at the gate. But now we're bringing a whole lot more hardware, right? And all of these things are working together. And they're primitives. You can control them from your phones now. The community can control them as well. And then they can all work offline, not necessarily having to come to Stonecircle server to be able to control them. So the side effect of this is that offline is now default, which is a good thing because internet can be a challenge a lot of times. I know a lot of our customers that didn't want to use access control because the gates guys don't, you know, they find it difficult maintaining data on their phone. Sometimes they use it for something else and then data finish, right? With this implementation, you don't have to worry about data anymore, right? Even if you're not using any of our devices at the gate here, you just install the terminal device on your phone, on the phone of the gateman, right? Those devices would work whether there's internet on it or not, and it will work reliably at all times. Even the person generating the access code does not need internet to do it. It works whether there's internet or not, right? And then for the residents themselves, all they need to do is to tap their phone on the device at the gate, and they automatically would work. So this reliability that is coming from making this offline first is part of the thing that we're giving to you. Okay. Now, beyond that, a lot of the re-architecting that we did to make this work now also made this solution to be able to work across different verticals. So you are seeing, we've introduced this to schools now. In fact, there are a couple of schools in Ibadan that we're speaking to. In fact, one of them is being onboarded as we speak. Not at the moment right now, but we are onboarding them already. When most of the efforts are ongoing right now. And there are many others. You all know about what happened in Ibadan recently, about the incident there. So a lot of them are interested in what we built around emergency management and panic control. And they are rolling out this same system because of the way it's been re-architected now. So it doesn't only work for estates now, it now works for other verticals because of the way we engineered it. So our emergency management system is a whole lot better. In fact, it is now much better than what it used to be, to the extent that it now works like a sentry. You don't have to trigger the panic. It can trigger itself when it knows that there's a problem within the area, and then you can get help. Okay, so significant improvement in that area, and support for many other verticals. Now, why am I so confident that this is going to be better and going to be a much better experience for you? That is because we have re-engineered this from the ground up, right? And I know you guys have been patient. There've been a lot of requests for changes, improvement on the system for quite a while. We kind of almost froze development on 2.0 and 1.0 for a while because we're working on 2.1. We needed to put all effort to get this working properly. And I'm happy to tell you that we're out of the oven now. The food is coming out. By 30th, we'll be rolling over. We're going to be demoing it to you, so it's not just fable now, it's real, right? And the reason why I'm confident that it is much better than what you have seen before is because of how we built it and what it was built on. So the 1.0 and 2.0 were built on React Native, which is not native within the application. We built this now with Kotlin and Swift for those that understand technology. So it is actually native running on the device, just the same way, the same kind of technology that is used to build WhatsApp or other much more reliable application is what we're bringing to you today within the system. The backend itself is built with Rust. Rust is one of the most reliable backend technologies in the world today. So we built it. That's what we use to build a backend technology. It used to be .NET. This is much more reliable, much faster, much more reliable in every single way. So you're definitely going to see it. You're going to see that how efficient and better it is when you get to start to use it. The responsiveness is a whole lot better. So when you couple that, the speed of the native solutions we built, coupled with the offline capabilities, the effect is just groundbreaking. Now, security is at the core of one of the reason why we went in all this direction that I've talked about. Security is the key part. So the decision to remove passwords is because of security, because of the things we're going to be laying on top of these functionalities down the line. Because we know that we want to build in some really interesting things down. We beyond even what we have now, security was super important. So we've built all of these things. You're going to see more of that as we present it. That makes it, phishing proof, right? It's phishing proof by design. So there is no password for anybody to steal. Your actual password is the device itself. And even if somebody steals the phone, there's the limit to what they can do with your phone stolen. And we'll show you exactly how some of these things work. All right, so going now to like the finite details of some of the differences between 1.0, 2.0, and 2.1. If you look at for login, we've already flogged that dead. It's passwordless, signed challenge. Identity is no longer SSID service. No, it's now one ID, federated everywhere across all the services and all the primitives that we have. It works offline at the gate, so and everywhere, not just at the gate even. In 1.0, there was no offline. In 2.0, we introduced a bit of offline, but it was partial. It wasn't very, very stable. Right now, you will see offline works all the time, significantly. In fact, it's offline by default. And then in other verticals, in 1.0 and 2.0, there was no support for any vertical. We have that now. In fact, schools are being activated now. And you're going to see more of Stonecircle being used in some other areas like associations, offices and other places. So the current architecture supports that. Clients are also, I've talked about the clients, it's now, the mobile apps now, which is what we call the clients, are now built with native apps. So it's much more responsive. The backend is Rust. And then more importantly, probably the one you're going to know about more is the fact that the 1.0 and 2.0 were, password reset and account management was very rough. You'd have to reach out to contact to admin to get your account reset. Right now, there's a recovery, save an OTP. You don't need to contact admin. We've made this to be such that we can easily scale as we expect the growth to come to the system in the coming weeks and months. So what do you get with 2.1? The rewrite kind of gives us a lot of things. I've flogged some of these things there already. Stronger security, clearly, that's the biggest thing that you're getting. Reliability is another big thing that you're getting. So that's part of the things that our customers have complained the most. They want this to be more reliable. You're going to see it's going to be much more reliable. It's going to be a lot faster and smoother. The entire user interface is going to be easier to use and much better. And then we're going to see a whole lot more frequent updates. So because like I said, we're working on this new version for a couple of years now, we kind of froze our constant work on 1.0 and even 2.0, right? 2.1 now is where we are camping. We're not going to be stopping work on it to go to other places. You're going to see more frequent updates. We've also architected it to make it easy for us to roll up updates. We won't be doing this kind of town hall for every single update we're doing. You just get an email with the changes that we've made, and they will be addictive. So it's not like additive, right? So there will be additions to what you already have that makes the system better, not a change of what you already have. So you would really appreciate them and get to use those benefits. Some of the things that you're going to be seeing come are, better moments. So moments in 2.0 was more like community moments. So moments that are coming from different people you don't even know. In 2.0, moments are going to be used as a way for your community to send you messages or send you important informations. You're going to see better improvement on how the wallet works. Dues are better. There are a lot of things we're introducing to dues, like late fees, like grace periods, ability to be able to group the dues based on zones, streets, and things like that. Ability to be able to do better with things with Gate Pass. Some of the things we're going to show you today on Gate Pass, like ability to be able to get some analytics from your Gate Pass. In addition to it being offline, right? We're bringing the analytics that I talked about just now. You would know people that are, when you invite them, they come on time. Those that come a lot late and things like that. So you get some of those interesting analytics that really help you to be able to take advantage of some of these features, right? Electricity will be a whole lot more reliable and easy to use. And then the tokens are going to be coming to you more often. Some of those failures you used to see with electricity purchases are going to be reduced because of how tighter the integration is with our partners. And then you're going to see much better panic management or emergency management. And then the AI is going to be much more reliable, as we roll in some of these features out to you. And like I said, we're also bringing in much more verticals into the mix. So yeah, that's 2.1, right? The question is, how do you get access to this, right? So at a high level, it's actually very simple. The first thing you need to do is to get the app. And how do you get the app? If you are someone that is in 1.0, you just need to download the app on the 30th, right? The link will be sent to you. It's simply Stonecircle on the App Store and Play Store. We'll send the links to everybody. We'll have your contact. We'll share that before that time. So if you're in 1.0, you have to download the new app. If you're in 2.0, the Stonecircle app, you already have it. So it will just prompt you for update on 30th. Once you update it, the rest of it is easy, right? You enter your phone number, the phone number that is on file. Once you put the phone number there, you would get an OTP, right? You enter the OTP, right? And then once you confirm the OTP, you see your details, right? It will pull all your information from the old app you were using, and from the old system. You will see your dues, your balance, your everything will be visible. You just confirm that it is you, and then it would give you a recovery phrase, which you would save. And once you save the recovery phrase, that's it, you're done. That's the upgrade. Very simple and very straightforward. And even the download process is like a few minutes. So that's essentially how you would get this. We're going to show you some videos that actually even explains even better, but that process is very simple and straightforward. So that's 2.1. This is a level of love that we've been working on for quite a while. We're excited about what we've built, and we hope that you would also enjoy that as well. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you very much, Mr. Ifeanyi, for that great summary. I hope that we're able to catch up and catch as much as possible. So like he said, there's going to still be a video and a how-to video and an explanation to make sure that we land it properly for you. Don't forget, you are still the VIP. You are the reason why we are still in business. Now, just for a recap, let's note down a couple of things to make sure that you enjoy the seamless migration experience that we made available to you. Please, for your residents, I can see some residents are here, and I can also see some facility managers are here. Please kindly ensure that it was the same phone number that you shared with our team that reached out to you, that you are going to be using for that process. The last screen that Mr. Ifeanyi shared, what it will help do is to make sure that it is seamless, because those details and those information is already attached to that particular phone number. Now, while Mr. Ifeanyi was speaking, I recognize one of the guys that his feedback can come like 1 million times in a day. That's Brad. Brad, if you listened attentively, you would actually identify some of those feedbacks that you gave us as a proof that we were listening. We just needed time to bring out the babe out of the oven. So thank you very much for those feedback again. So what we are going to do is we are going to take it bit by bit. Like I said when we started, we have 3 very important people in this room today. One are the residents, the next batch is the facility managers, and the third batch are the CSOs. So we are going to take it one after the other, and we are going to deal with the resident app. As a resident, what am I going to see when I open or when I click on that link or when I download that app that Mr. Ifeanyi just referred to? You are going to see it, a visual representation of what we are saying. Don't forget, the priority is to make sure that security is top-notch for each and every one of you. So I'm going to be playing the demo video now for you to watch. Thank you.
Welcome to the Stonecircle Resident App walkthrough. This walkthrough shows how residents can use Stonecircle to access their estate, request estate approval, generate visitor access codes, and purchase electricity from one simple experience. We'll begin on the Stonecircle welcome screen. This is the resident's entry point into the app. Stonecircle uses the resident's phone number as the main access point, making it easier for residents to connect to their communities, gates, payments, visitors, and estate services from one place. For this flow, the resident already has an account, so we'll select I already have an account to continue. Next, the resident verifies the phone number linked to their account. On this screen, the resident enters the phone number linked to their Stonecircle account. This helps Stonecircle identify the resident and retrieve the estate or space details connected to that phone number. Once the phone number is entered, the resident taps Send Code to receive a verification code. After submitting the phone number, Stonecircle sends a verification code to confirm that the resident owns the number. Here, the resident enters the 6-digit verification code sent to their phone number. This step protects the account by confirming that the person trying to log in has access to the registered phone number. Once the correct code is entered, the resident can continue to the next step. After the number is verified, the app shows the resident details linked to that account. This screen allows the resident to review the details linked to their phone number. The resident can see their name, phone number, estate, address, unit information, wallet balance, and any linked dues. This is an important confirmation step because it helps the resident make sure they are entering the correct estate profile before completing login. Once the resident confirms that the details are correct, they tap yes, it's me to continue. After confirming their identity, the resident is guided to save a recovery phrase. This is the recovery phrase screen. Stonecircle provides a recovery phrase that the resident needs to save somewhere safe. The recovery phrase is important because it can help the resident recover access if they lose their phone or need to restore their account later. The resident should write the phrase down exactly as shown before continuing. Once the resident has saved the phrase, the app asks them to confirm it. To make sure the resident saved the recovery phrase correctly, Stonecircle asks them to confirm specific words from the phrase. The resident taps the requested words in the correct order. This step helps prevent account recovery issues later, because it confirms that the resident has properly saved the recovery phrase before completing setup. Once the phrase is confirmed, the resident's login setup is complete. After the recovery phrase is verified, the resident completes the login process and can continue into their Stonecircle account. From here, they can access their estate, manage visitor access, purchase electricity, view community updates, and use the resident features available to them. Next, we can move into the resident's main experience, starting with where they can find and join their estate. The access code feature allows residents to create a digital entry code for visitors. Instead of calling security manually or sending visitor details through informal channels, the resident can generate an access code directly from Stonecircle. This makes visitor entry easier for residents, while giving estate security a clearer way to verify who is allowed into the estate. Next, let's look at how residents can purchase electricity. The electricity purchase feature allows residents to buy electricity directly from Stonecircle. The resident enters the required meter details or selects an existing meter, chooses the amount they want to purchase, and completes the payment. This saves time, reduces manual payment steps, and gives residents a more convenient way to manage their electricity from the same platform they already use for estate services. To wrap up, with Stonecircle, residents can log in, find and join their estate, create visitor access codes, and purchase electricity from one simple platform. The goal is to make everyday estate living easier by giving residents direct access to the services they need, while helping estate managers maintain better control and visibility. Thank you for watching the Stonecircle resident walkthrough.
Thank you for your time. Thank you for looking at that. I think this is a good time to clap for Limestone to say thank you. Again, I want to say thank you to each and every one of you, each and every one of our customers who has been here, who has been patient, who has been tolerating. I can't emphasize on that enough. For some of you that would have had different experience, like some of you that when your passwords, when you are struggling with password and recovery of accounts, that you have to reach out to our support. Now, you don't have to go through all that. You can do that all by yourself from your own end. Please, like I said, make sure you save your passphrase so that you can experience this seamless service. Now, for a couple of people who also have that experience with buying of electricity, and in one time or the other there are restrictions and the rest of it. Now, just as we already mentioned earlier, you are going to have a seamless experience this time because we've made sure that the foundation is solid. And the only way we were able to do that was through your amazing feedback. Again, we want to say thank you. Now, the other one that you would have noticed is when we talk about the access control. A couple of you didn't activate your access control, like I said earlier, because of network issues. Some of you don't have it have network problems at your gate, or for one reason or the other. Like Mr. Ifeanyi said, this is first offline before online. So if you are not using that feature, you can actually proceed to start using that feature. So what it will help, one of the things that we already emphasized that we help do is, even if your estate network is fluctuating or is not stable or for any reason, don't worry. Your visitors will not be stranded at the gate. You won't have congestion at the gate as a result of this. Now, if you're also interested now in upgrading to your hardwares and the rest of it, the door is now very open for you to join us with your hardware. Now, again, thank you for that. Now, like I said, we have three different very important people for this business to keep moving. The first set of people, like we said, are the residents who we already took care of, to explain what you would see once it's 30th of June. Don't forget, for 2.1 users, for 2.0 users, all you need to do is upgrade, just like the video said. Don't worry, the video is also going to be made available for you on your different groups. Now, for 1.0 users, like we also said, we are going to provide you a link, then you download the app, then you'll be able to just continue the process. We've actually made sure that from the back end, we have done majority of the work for you. Again, thank you. Now, the next set of people that we are going to be handling today are the facility managers. First of all, we want to say thank you to our facility managers. We know it's a lot of work. We know that there's a lot of, like, we can't explain enough what you go through every day. And that is one of the reasons why we made this system even better for you. So you are going to see a video of the upgrades that we've already done on the facility management axis. There are a couple of things that before, when you reach out to us, we'll tell you, okay, we'll do that from the back end, or we'll tell you, no, the service is not available for any reason or the other. Trust me, we took all your feedbacks of everything that you need, and we took the most important one out of each and every one of them to make sure that your experience becomes seamless. So look at the video of what it looks like, then I'll come back to explain to you further.
Welcome to Stonecircle Admin, the estate management platform designed to help estate managers run their communities more efficiently from one place. In this walkthrough, I'll show how an estate manager can monitor estate activity, manage residents, configure roles, create streets and apartments, track payments, manage wallets, send broadcasts, review gate passes, and audit activities across the estate. Let's begin from the dashboard. It gives estate managers a quick summary of community activity and operational performance. From here, managers can see important figures such as resident activity, dues, payments, and other estate-level insights. It is designed to give visibility, support faster decisions, and make day-to-day estate monitoring easier. One important detail available from the dashboard is the estate code. The estate code is the unique code residents use to identify and join the correct estate on Stonecircle. Estate managers can find this code directly on the dashboard. This makes onboarding easier because the manager can quickly share the correct code with residents, reducing confusion and preventing residents from joining the wrong estate. Once residents sign up with the estate code, the next step is accepting them into the estate. When residents request to join an estate, the estate manager can review and accept them from the admin interface. This approval step gives the estate control over who becomes part of the community. Instead of allowing open access, the manager can confirm that each resident belongs to the estate before granting access. After residents are accepted, managers can view and manage them from the residence section. The residence section contains the list of people connected to the estate. Here, estate managers can view resident records and open an individual resident's details when they need more information. This is useful for confirming resident identity, checking apartment details, reviewing account information, or following up on estate-related matters. Having resident records in one place helps the estate maintain cleaner records and respond faster when issues come up. Roles and permissions allow estate owners or super admins to control access within the admin portal. Different staff members may need different levels of access. Permissions define what the user assigned to this role can see or do inside Stonecircle admin. Once the role is saved, it becomes available for assignment to relevant team members. By assigning roles, the estate can reduce mistakes, improve accountability, and make sure each admin only has access to the tools they need. Next, we'll move to streets and apartments, where estate structure is managed. This section helps managers organize the physical structure of the estate. Instead of keeping street names, house numbers, and apartments in spreadsheets or paper records, the estate can manage them directly inside Stonecircle admin. This makes resident assignment, dues management, reporting, and communication more accurate because every resident can be linked to a proper location within the estate. The dues section allows estate managers to create and manage payments that residents are expected to make. A due can represent estate service charges, maintenance fees, security fees, waste management fees, or any other recurring or one-time estate charge. The manager can also download a due report, which is useful for reviewing what has been created, sharing records with stakeholders, or keeping offline documentation. The Payments page gives estate managers visibility into payment activity across the estate. Here, they can review payment records, monitor collections, and confirm which payments have been made. This helps reduce manual reconciliation and gives the estate a clearer view of cash flow. When needed, the manager can download the payment report for internal review, finance reconciliation, or stakeholder reporting. Next, let's move to the estate wallet, where financial operations can be managed. From one screen, estate managers can view wallet balances, set a secure wallet PIN, fund the wallet, create multiple wallets for different estate needs, withdraw funds, and download wallet reports. This helps the estate manage funds more clearly, separate money by purpose, and keep proper records of wallet activity. The Gate Pass section shows all visitor access passes created by residents. From this page, estate managers can see active, used, expired, and cancelled passes, along with details such as the guest name, who issued the pass, the entry date and time, purpose, duration, and status. This gives the estate better control over visitor movement and helps security teams verify who has been invited into the community. It also makes it easier to track guest access history and confirm whether a pass is still valid, already used, or no longer active. After reviewing gate activity and visitor passes, we can move to the broadcast section, where managers communicate important updates to residents. Now let's move to the broadcast section. It allows estate managers to send announcements and updates directly to residents from Stonecircle admin. From here, the manager can create a new broadcast, enter the message details, attach media such as images or documents, choose the target audience, and decide whether the announcement should also be posted as a moment. This makes estate communication more organized, helps important updates reach the right people, and reduces the need to depend only on informal chat groups. Audit logs show the activities performed inside the admin portal. This helps estate managers see what actions were taken, who performed them, and when they happened. For an estate, this is important for accountability, transparency, and internal control. If a role is created, a payment report is downloaded, or a setting is changed, the activity can be reviewed here. Stonecircle admin is built to give estate managers one central place to manage daily operations. From the dashboard, managers can monitor estate activity, find the estate code, approve residents, manage resident records, configure roles and permissions, organize streets and apartments, create dues, track payments, download reports, manage wallets, review gate passes, send broadcasts, audit activities, and update settings. The value is simple: better visibility, stronger control, cleaner records, and faster estate administration. Thank you for watching this walkthrough of Stonecircle admin.
All right, thank you. I'm back again. Like I said earlier, my name is Amaka, I'm the host for today. Thank you for your patience. Like I promised, we're not going to take much of your time. We know that today is Saturday. A lot of people like resting on a Saturday. So it's going to be as brief as possible. But having said that, please, if you have questions along the line and they are coming to your head on clarities or something, please don't forget to drop it on the chat. We are going to pick that up on the panel session and make sure that we trash it till you get enough clarity that you need. Now, having seen the Stonecircle admin portal, what you are going to be seeing. So I'm aware that a couple of facility managers are familiar with that kind of interface, but not completely. So there's a couple of changes that we have there from what you can see. Like a couple of you that along the line, maybe your login, you forget your password or your login details, or for any reason at all, there's a mix-up at all along the line. So you can see that, just like Mr. Ifeanyi said, is a passwordless system. All you need to do is scan the QR code and you are in. Now, also for you to add your resident, I know some of you, or most of you are already familiar with that. So you still have the system of where you can add your resident and the rest of it. But don't forget, we are talking about the migration here. So all those things has been done. So as a facility manager, for instance, the moment you scan that, once you open your dashboard, you are going to see all your residents with all the details. So you don't have to start adding them up afresh. You don't have to start doing anything afresh. No. If you had 80 residents in 2.0 or in 1.0, once you log in, those 80 residents are going to be intact. Now, point of note is that, one, please check your wallet. Like one of the communication that have been going out said, check your wallet to make sure that you note down the balance that was there, so that after the migration, you can reconfirm that that balance is still what is there, for clarity, both for yourself and your residents. Now, if you have dues, estate dues that are reoccurring that you have set up a while ago, please also reconfirm that they are still there with the expiry, maybe if it's once every month or once every 3 months. Now, my team makes sure that all of them are intact, but just for reaffirmation and reconfirmation, because when we are talking about money and figures, we like to be very careful. Now, make sure that that is still there and that is correct, so that it won't affect the activities in your estate. Now, having said that, so some of the tweaks that you would have noticed, because we have a couple of people that sometimes you are trying to create a due and maybe network does something very wonderful and it wasn't created properly, and you are now wondering, okay, I've created it, how will I fix that? Some of you know that when you reach out to us, we'll be like, okay, you have to cancel the entire due or something. Or maybe when you now create the dues and you've added everybody and you wish to remove one person because maybe while you were doing it, they did a cash payment or a transfer process. Yes, we actually discourage that. But if for any reason that happens, now what we have done for you is giving you that feature to say you can waive that for that person. So you don't have to cancel it for everybody. I know some of you have had that experience, and we know how painful it was for you to go through that. So we've already given you a feature that would make sure you take care of it. Now, if you also looked at that resident part, you would see that some of the features we've put there, some of you have reached out to say, this person no longer lives in the estate. How do I remove the person to add a new person? Most of you have to reach out to us for us to change details, emails, and the rest of it. Now, our new system, you just have to deactivate the person. Now, if the person is no longer in the estate for any reason, maybe they packed out or something, you can deactivate the person and activate the new person. You don't need to reach out to us, but we are still at your doorstep. The moment you need our service, we are still there to serve you. Now, if for any reason you have people, because we believe in every community, there should be a rule for there to be sanity. Now, if for any reason you need to suspend someone, because we also had customers saying, we have ground rules, and if people break the ground rules, we normally suspend them physically from a couple of things. Now, if that is the experience in your estate, we've also given you the power to do that from our system. meaning that you can suspend when there is need for that, and unsuspend when you have fixed that. Now, we also have a tweak that we also added on the system on payments. Now, we know that for every structure to survive, finances have to be available. We can't even say that enough. Now, we know that when you are setting up your dues, some of you have due dates. So some of you have reached out to us to say there's penalty for paying late. How can we do that? So most times we have to either help you or find a way to navigate through that. Now, our system have also given you the power, that's 2.1, to do that. So you can add that surcharge, or anything you call it, you can add that percentage or that figure for those users. Now they'll be able to pay for that and a lot more. Like I said, we listen to every single thing, every single cry, every single scream, every single frustration that each and every one of you at one point or the other shared with the team. We listened and we came up with this amazing version called 2.1. Now, like I said when I started, we have three important people. I would not stop saying that. The residents, which we've already talked about. Now, the second set of people are the facility managers, who are more like the central nervous system. Thank you so much for the work you are doing. We know it's not easy to wear that cap. We've also talked about that, what you will expect on the 30th when you log into your Stone community portal. Now, the third people we are going to be talking about are the CSOs. They are the people at the gate, to make sure that when you close your eyes, you really sleep. To make sure that you don't get uninvited guests in front of your door that you were not expecting. So they are the third set of people we are going to talk about. Now, if you remember how we were doing that in 1.0 and 2.0, like I said, we put in a lot of tweaks to make sure that you have a better experience. So I'm going to allow you to watch the video, or the how-to video of what that looks like. Then we can take that after that. Again, please keep bringing in your questions. I'm seeing that on the chat. We are going to respond to each and every one of them shortly. Thank you.
Welcome to this walkthrough of the Stonecircle terminal access flow. The terminal is used by security officers at the gate to verify access codes generated by residents or visitors. Before the terminal can be used, the facility manager first needs to register the device on Stonecircle admin and link it to the correct gate. The facility manager goes to the devices section on Stonecircle admin and enters the serial number from the physical terminal device. This serial number uniquely identifies the terminal, so the system knows which device is being connected to the estate. Once the serial number is entered, the facility manager saves the device. After the device is registered, the next step is linking it to a gate. After registration, the facility manager links the terminal device to a specific gate. This is important because each access code needs to be validated against the gate selected by the resident or visitor. By linking the terminal to the gate, Stonecircle knows where the device is being used and can correctly track entry and exit activity for that location. Once the terminal is linked to a gate, residents and visitors can generate access codes from the Stonecircle app. At the gate, the security officer does not need to search manually or call the resident. They simply collect the access code and enter it into the terminal. The terminal checks the code against the selected gate and confirms whether the access request is valid. If the code is valid, access can be granted. When the code is valid, the terminal confirms the access request and the security officer can allow entry or exit. This makes the gate process faster and more reliable because access is based on a generated code linked to the correct gate. It also helps the estate keep a clear record of gate activity, including the device used, the access method, and the result of the access attempt. Thanks for watching.
All right. You can see how quick and straightforward that is. So one of the things we consistently know we do is to make sure that for the securities at the gate, the application is as simple as possible. If you look at that screen, you can see it's just one interface where everything happens. So they don't have to know a lot. We know that our security personnel, majority of them are not very tech savvy and the rest of it, but they are still doing great works at the gate. So that's one of the reasons why we always make sure that that interface is as simple as possible. Now, if you look at that, like we said earlier, when Mr. Ifeanyi was talking about the journey of how far we've come, especially on that security app, where he talked about for version 1, which is 1.0, access control was strictly online, meaning that there must be internet for that to function, for you to generate a code, and for you to even check in. Then it was just a code, meaning that, code, letter, number, mixed together. Then when you get to the gate, you give it to your security personnel. Now, the struggle that we're having then is that sometimes when they get there, there's no internet at the gate or something. So the resident is frustrated because their guest is stranded at the gate and there's a chaos going on there. Now, when we kept getting that feedback, like we said, we listened to you attentively and tried to find the best way to serve you. That was when 2.0 came up. And like he said, 2.0 was slightly offline, not, I would say partially offline, not completely. Now, when I say partially offline, we now monitored that to see if it's first offline, that will serve the customers better because the experience was slightly better, but not what we wanted. Now, when we took that feedback, that is what gave birth to also 2.1, to make it firstly offline. Again, meaning whether you have internet or you don't have internet, whether there is network or there is no network, all those validations and verifications would happen. So the moment the system or the device sees or catches network at any point in time, it updates the database and everything is adjusted and everything at the back end happens. But firstly, it's offline. So thank you very much for being patient with us. Thank you for all those feedbacks you gave us. You really made us a better set of people. You really made us have a better kind of service and a better product to deliver to you. And one of the things that we can assure you is that we will keep listening. Yes, we are not there yet. We are going to definitely keep listening to you. Morning, afternoon, night, as much as you speak, we are going to be listening. Now, we've handled the 3 sets of apps that we have. That's the resident app, which we call the Stonecircle. Then we have the Stonecircle admin, and we have the security terminal. Those are the 3 stuff apps that make sure that your estate functions seamlessly. Now, we are going to go into a session, like I mentioned. I know that it might be a lot of information for you, and it might also be possible that you're able to catch up, whichever category you belong to. We want to say thank you. We are going to make these videos available to your facility managers. Then for the estates where we are available in the, we are going to make sure that we also make it available to your residents. So I'm going to call in the, we're going to move over to the panel session. And in this session, we are going to start dealing with every question that you dropped while we were speaking. Now, while we are trying to go through those questions, I'll call up Mr. Ifeanyi Aneke again, who is the MD CEO, who tried to make sure he was available. Thank you very much, sir, for your availability for this event. Then we are also going to call up Abigail. Abigail, thank you also for being available on a day like this. We are also grateful for your availability. Then we are also going to call up Chidima. Chidima is also one of us who has worked tirelessly behind the screen to make sure that today was possible. Then finally, we are going to call in Jennifer. Jennifer is also one of our panelists who has also made sure, some of you might be familiar with that name, some of you know her as Jenny or something. So whatever name you know her as, today you are going to be seeing her face. She's also here with us to take those questions in this panel session. So I'm going to pull up those sessions. Please, if you have not been able to drop your questions, it's not late. You can still drop that, and we'll definitely take that. Now, the first question, we might want to throw that to you. So let me take that.
So I want us to do this a little bit differently, Amaka. So
Okay,
since we're already in the panel session, thank you first of all for a great job as our host today. I know it's not easy. And thanks everyone so far. So what I want us to do is, for the people that have dropped the questions here, some of them are still on the call, and if they want to, unmute and ask their questions, I think we can allow them to do that. Some are not here already, so we take it one by one. If we find out the person is here and he wants to talk, we can unmute the person and the person can talk. So it's more interactive. But if the person is not here, we can just answer it by reading out the question. Does that make sense?
All right, sir. All right, sir. Thank you very much for that. So I don't know, sorry if I murder your name. Sorry, it's not intentional. It's just different in Nigeria language and the rest of it. Please pardon me ahead of time. So we have Ufoma Okoro. I don't know, is Ufoma Okoro still on the call? Ufoma Okoro.
I don't think so.
I doubt that. He was actually one of the first set of people that joined the meeting. It would have been great to hear his voice for also being very early. So maybe we'll take on, let's go to,
We can answer his question. We can answer his question. And then,
okay, that's fine, sir.
Yeah.
So let me go back to his question. Ufoma Okoro. I'm a resident and have all the information I need for the migration. Will have to drop off. Okay, he said he's a resident. He's just telling us FYI that he's a resident and he have all the information that he needs. So it shouldn't be a problem that he wants to drop off. So thank you again, Ufoma, for joining early. We have Rashid Badru. I don't know if Rashid is still here. Rashid Badru. I think Rashid is also
He's here.
Okay, Rashid, welcome. Rashid was also among the first set of people that joined us. In fact, Rashid joined us by 4 p.m. and was on the lobby for a long time. So thank you very much, sir. Please, can we have your question?
Yeah, thank you very much. The question is that if I have a tenant in my place, and do I have to register their own phone too for access? And second, as a backup to that is that if I have a family member who wants to stay in my place and I'm abroad, and typically they have the key, like when they're in Lagos, they go into my place. So do I have to register their own phone number, phone too, so they can have access whenever they visit my place in the estate?
Yeah. Okay. Let me take that question, Amaka, if you don't mind. Thank you, Rashid. Sir. So yes, you can definitely do that. So one of the things that we've done in 2.1 is that it's easy to add people and remove them as well. In 1.0 and 2.0 was a bit more difficult. In 2.0, in 2.1, you can actually do that. You can add people as dependents to your account, right? So that you can be the one to manage their access in and out. So for the example that you gave, tenants, you can add the tenant, and then when the tenant leaves, you can remove the tenant. And when a new tenant comes, you can add a new tenant. So it's a lot easier for you to manage that directly yourself. A similar thing can also happen for, family member that is coming to your place. You can give them that kind of access as well. And if it's very temporal, if the person is spending a very short time, you can give them a long access, right? So what I mean by that is that I think the app accepts up to 4 days, right? So you can give them like an access to the estate that is up to 4 days. They can come and go within that time. But if it's more than 4 days, then you need to actually create them as a user and then put their phone number and they come in as a user. So any of those options are available to you, and you can manage that without even involving the estate.
Thank you very much. Well answered.
All
Thank you,
right.
Rashid.
Thank you, Mr. Ifeanyi, and again, thank you, Rashid, for being here. So we have Bright Ima. I don't know if Bright Ima is still on the call. Bright Ima. Okay. So,
Yeah, good afternoon.
good afternoon, Mr. Bright. How is your day going?
Yeah, I'm doing fine, thank you.
All right, sir. Please, can we have your question?
Okay, I have the Limestone app and my details is inside my phone number and my email, the same email. So I want to be sure if we move to the new app, do I just need to pull my phone number and activate it as well?
All right. Abigail, can you take that question?
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Bright. Yes, all you need to do is just input your phone number and confirm your details, and you have everything. Everything has already been migrated, moved into the new app for you. You don't need to do anything. Just input your phone number, confirm your details. That is it. According to the video, just click on yes, it's me, and you're inside. That's all. It's seamless.
All right.
Thank
All
you for
right, thank
attending.
you. I just want to be sure if the information on my Livestone app is valid for this new app. All right, thank you so much
It
for that.
is. You're
All right.
welcome.
All right. Thank you very much, Abigail. And thank you very much, Bright, for that. So we have a third question from Yolanda Beauty Supply. I don't know, Yolanda Beauty Supply, are you still here? Yolanda. Do we still have Yolanda on the call? Yolanda, are you still on the call? So I'm going to assume that the silence is Yolanda was not able to stay put to the end. But again, we want to say thank you.
I think she's here.
She's still on the
She's still on
call.
the call, but I don't know if she's struggling with unmuting. We can just answer the question.
All right. So Yolanda's question is straightforward. What are the apartment subscription for? 2,150 naira. So I would bring back the question to Mr. Ifeanyi to help us answer that question. What are the apartment subscription for? 2,150 naira.
Okay, so thank you very much for the question, Yolanda. So the reason why we're charging you an apartment subscription fee is because this is a business and we need to be able to have money to keep the lights going, right? So that money, that small money, 2,000 naira, the 150 on top is actually VAT. So the 2,000 naira that we're charging you for that subscription is for us to be able to pay all of these people that are here on the call and many others that are not here, for us to be able to keep the lights on in the office, for us to be able to host this service that we are hosting for you. We're paying dollars to Azure, Microsoft Azure, to be able to host this and many other things that we're paying for. So it's really to get this service to be available and working for you. Yeah, that's why that payment is. There's a token, a small amount of money in comparison to the service that we're giving you. And then we still have a free version that we offer for those that don't want to pay for that. It doesn't have all the features of the paid one. And we're actually introducing a higher tier, another tier, the Ultra plan, which you're going to hear more about. The Ultra plan is even more expensive. Those are for people that want to now get the top and mighty features like more analytics, more AI services, and things like that. So you get that for much higher than even the 2,000. So yeah, it's really for us to be able to keep the lights on. Thank you, Yolanda.
Thank you again, Mr. Ifeanyi. Yolanda, I see now that your video is on. I don't know. I hope we did justice to your question. You understand now why that very little token is important. Just every month. Thank you again, Mr. Ifeanyi. So we have another resident, Solomon Along. I don't know if I pronounced that well. Please forgive me. I know that your name is Solomon. The rest of it, sorry. I can see you are still on the call. Please don't murder me. Can you hear me? Please confirm you hear me clearly.
Madam, I can hear you. Thank you. My name is Solomon Alunge.
Okay. Thank you very much for that clarity, Solomon Alunge. Thank you again for that correction. Please, can we have your question? I know you've typed it. Can you read it out so we can take it?
Yes, madam. And my property is in Queen's Garden, Isheri, Opik. Even though I've not moved fully there, but there's hardly light there. Anytime I go there, there's no light. I hardly meet light there. Even all the token that I have purchased, I have not loaded it because there's no light there. Is there any move to move us to Band A? Because I understand that place is around, is it Band B or Band C? There's practically no light there.
Thank you very much for that question. Again, we apologize. It's unfortunate that that's what we face in certain areas of Nigeria, but we hope that the country will get better in no distant time. Again, unfortunately, I'll bring the question again to Mr. Ifeanyi. Can you help us answer that question? I think you're mute.
I was speaking on mute, yes. Yes, so Mr. Solomon, I feel your pain, and I kind of I definitely understand this. I do have properties that are in those band X or Y or Z even, that we don't see light, and they can be very painful. So just to make sure that I clarify this, right, we don't have control on when certain locations are moved to one band or the other. We also can lobby that because we don't, except we are managing your estate directly, we can't even get involved on that. However, what we have done is that knowing very well that this is a common problem in Nigeria, even for some of those band A, sometimes you don't even have light as well. So what we've done as Stonecircle is that in every place we're installing any of our devices, we make sure there's solar set up there as well. So for the gate devices, places we've installed our boom barriers and tonsils and any of those things, we'll solve the issue of internet on our app. We use solar to solve the issue of power, so that you'll be guaranteed there's power in those places, so that the devices will always work. And then internet network issue is taken care of by the offline capability. Yeah, that's the basic thing that I can say we've done. For your estate moving to band A, if you find a solution on how to do that, please let me know. I would want to also move my own properties to that band A, because it's where every one of us wants to be. Thank you, Mr. Solomon.
All right, thank you very much, sir, for that extensive explanation. Mr. Solomon, I hope you have clarity now. I'm also sure that the barrister in charge of Queen's Garden is also working on that. I can see you are clapping. Barrister Bukola, in the person of Barrister Bukola, I'm very sure she's trying to make sure that if it's possible, then you will get the service. Thank you again, Mr. Ifeanyi, and thank you, Solomon, for that. I'm going to assume that your clap means that the response is clear. Now we have a question that one of us will take, one of the familiar voices we always hear will take. Please, due to network, I heard about password freeze. Please, I need proper clarification on that. Jennifer, you have a lot of your people here, and I know they will want to hear your voice. Can you take that question? Ifom, oh my God. I don't know if Ifom and Day is still here. I think this is the worst I've done today. Is Ifom and Day, yeah?
Yeah, good evening, everyone.
Good evening, sir.
Yeah, okay. Due to network fluctuation. So I think when the first class was going on, my name is not Efo, it's Efom Eyo. Efom Eyo and it's Efom and so that is my name. So I just want to uh, ask a question. I heard something about password this thing, password pass this thing freeze, something like that. So I really want to get a understanding on that because when you entered, when you were explaining, I heard you concerning that about the password. I think you were mostly speaking to it was the resident part of it. So how this thing how this resident can easily migrate, and then there's always a password passphrase, something like that. So I didn't get more clarity on that aspect. And secondly, is in the aspect of you see the facility. This one is the facility manager aspect. Okay, in respect of because some of our residents are also always complaining, basically due to some kind of number one, how like migrating to as we are doing the migration now, they have some kind of deactivation. Some if a peradventure someone has an account and the person downloaded at the end point, the person wants to deactivate himself and then bring in a new client or resident. On that aspect, deactivating how does such a client goes about? Does it mean the person will still call the attention of the staff or the facilities can do in their own this thing, environment? So I think that is one of the major this thing aspects I want to bring to our own notice. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you very much, sir, for that question. To be clear, you have two questions. So one is on the password phrase. You need more explanation on that password phrase. Then your second question is asking that the summary of it is if you have a resident who is no more in the estate or something, and you want to deactivate the resident for any reason, maybe they moved out or for any reason at all, you normally reach out to us. So you are asking when a new resident want to come in, how does that work to make sure that it's seamless without you reaching out to us? Those are your two questions. So we'll take it one by one. So again, Jennifer is going to take the question on the passphrase, right, to explain to you what the password phrase thing you called it is about. Then when she's done, we can call up the next person to take your next question. Jennifer, please.
Hello, Mr. F. Young. Can you hear me? Good evening.
I can hear you, madam.
Yeah, you
All right, if you can hear me. So on the password phrase that you mentioned, that's more like the recovery phrase, right? You always see that when you try to log in the first time and you're expected to screenshot that. Either you screenshot that to keep or you write it down somewhere. Reason is because if you lose the account or if you log out and you want to log in, you want to recover the account, you want to log in another phone, right? You're expected to use those details to log in. Mr. Effion, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. I can hear you.
All right.
Okay.
So that password.
Jenny, continue.
All
I'm
right.
hearing you,
All right. Thank you. Password phrase that you're saying is very important for you to recover your account.
Okay.
Just in case you don't remember the details of that account anymore, that password phrase is what you need. And that is why it's expected that when you are logging in the first time and you get that, what is expected of you is to screenshot it, save it on your device, or you write it down somewhere just for future use. Does that answer your question, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you very much for that response.
If you're speaking, I can't really hear you.
Thank
Go
you
ahead.
very much for that response. Thank you again. So the second question that Mr. Ifyong has is on when
All
he
right, so
has
for the
the new
second question, I'll hand that back to the host.
All right. So he was asking if a resident moves out, or if you want to change the resident that is occupying an apartment, how do you make that switch? Okay, let's have Abigail take the question. Abigail, please.
So thank you, Amaka. So Mr. Efom, thank you for your question. So you can easily just go on your portal as a facility manager, search for that particular resident name and deactivate them. That's all. That's all you need to do. And once that resident is deactivated, you can take in your new resident to occupy the same apartment, and that's all. I don't know if that is clear, Mr. Efom.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, thank you, Abigail, for that straightforward answer. So, Mr. Ifyong, you don't have to reach out to us again to take out a resident or to add to replace a resident. When someone switches, you can do it from your end without anything from Limestone. So we have the next question from Nicole Girl. I don't know if Nicole's still on the call. Nicole Girl. Nicole Girl.
Nicole Girl is on the call.
Nicole Girl, would you want to ask your question, or you want us to take it?
Yes, good evening. So part of
Good
my
evening.
question answered. I think Mr. Rashid asked something similar. So I just want to find out how many, okay, if two landlords have an apartment, is it that one of them is the principal and others will be dependent? Is it like the only one that can be in control of the account? And then the link that you're going to send, are you going to send it to the FM and then everybody will now distribute it, or you're sending it individually to the landlords or tenants? And then thirdly, like, is there a maximum number of people that can be for an apartment? Thank you.
All right, thank you very much, Nicole. So you have 3 questions. One question is, do we have a maximum number of people for an apartment? Your second question is, if you have 2 people who own one property, did we say that one will be the main one, then one will be dependent and that? Then your third question is, do we have a maximum amount of people per apartment? So we are going to take
No,
it.
sorry, about the link, like the link you're going to
The
send.
link,
I made
the
mention
link is
about
sent to
sending
you.
the link. Is it to the FM and
Okay.
they send it to the people in the estate? So I didn't just get that part about sending the link.
Okay, for that third question, what's the name of your estate?
Montego Sunrise.
All right, thank you very much, Nicole Girl. So we're going to take that, the 3 questions. One, if you have 2 landlords in an apartment, are we saying that one will be a co-owner or co-user, whichever word that is familiar with you, the maximum number of people per apartment, then are we sending it to you? You are a 2.0 user. So we're going to give you clarity on that for 2.0. So we are going to start with the last question. Are we going to be sending a link to you as the resident, or to the facility manager, or to the landlord for a 2.0 user? Chidima, can you help us with that question? For a 2.0 user.
Okay. Hi, good evening. I'm Nicole. Good evening. So for the 2.0 users, we are going to send a link to everyone, both the residents and also the facility managers. So it's not just for facility managers. We are going to send it to each one of our users, both the resident side and the facility managers too. Thank you.
Yeah,
So
so
just for clarity,
everybody would get the communications in email, right? For estates where we are in their WhatsApp group, we will send those links there as well. But for 2.0, you actually don't even need a link, right? The app you already have the app already, and it's the Stonecircle app. So you can actually just click on it. It will ask you to update, and you update the app. Once you update, you've gotten the 2.1. It's just a simple update for 2.0 users. It's the 1.0 guys that need to download the app, a new app, because they are currently using an app called My Limestone. So the 2.0 guys don't need they wouldn't need a link, but we will still send links to everyone just in case you don't have the app on your phone anymore. Okay. Yeah.
All right. Thank you very much.
Second question. Maka, let me just take the questions because I think people are. There are like a couple of people here already that are itching to ask their own questions as well.
Okay,
so we can make it a lot faster. Yes, Nicole, you well done. There are two more questions that she asked. The other one is around how do we enable, how do we give access to, if two persons are landlords in a particular apartment, right?
Yes.
I don't know. Does that happen? Do you have a landlord in one apartment, or do you have two landlords in one apartment, or two landlords in a building?
No, like two people can be co-owners of an apartment.
Okay.
So that's what I'm asking.
Okay, all right.
Or
I've seen
like in the units, two people can be co-owners.
Co-owners of a unit. Okay, all right. So there will need to be a primary owner, right? There will need to be, because even with let me be very clear. If it's a building, right? If it's a building that has multiple apartments in it, you can have you can have a landlord as a primary owner in each of those units, right? But if it's one unit, and one unit in the sense here that it has 1 meter, right? If it's one unit that has 1 meter, right? In our system, you can have two persons that are there, but there needs to be a primary person. There needs to be a primary landlord, and the other person can be a co-landlord, right? Or a co-resident. The primary person will be the person that will manage access to the second person, and be the one that will determine if that person is going to be removed or added. But we need a primary person for a particular unit. Does that make sense?
That's clear. That's clear.
Okay. The last question is whether there's maximum number of people. Sorry, go ahead.
I'm sorry. So the primary person would be the one to give to add tenants, or if there's anything like that, family members and all in the for the
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. Primary person can add, a second person can add, family members can add anything he wants.
Okay.
Yeah, he's the primary person within their particular apartment. Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Now, is there a maximum number? No, you can add as many people as you want. But each of those people you're adding will obviously pay the limestone license.
Oh, okay. All right. Thank you.
You're welcome. All right. So I think that is all from Nicole, right? That was the 3 questions. What else, Amaka?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
So that's all the questions from Nicole. So the next question we have is from Femi Koi. Mr. Femi, are you still on the call? Mr. Femi. Okay. So I doubt if Mr. Femi is still here. So Mr. Femi's question is, good evening. If I have 2 properties in 2 separate estates.
Hello, sorry, it's Femi here.
It's actually still on the call.
Thank you very much, Mr. Femi.
Right.
Please, can you ask your question, please?
Okay, just hypothetically, if I have 2 properties in different estates that you guys cover, how exactly does that work? Say, for example, I've got a property with landmark on one estate, and then another property in another landmark development. Do I then need two phones or something to download two separate apps, or how does it work?
Thank you, Femi, for that question. I think the question will go back to Mr. Ifeanyi. Sir, please, can you take the question?
Yes, I can definitely take the question. Femi, the scenario you talked about is exactly why we designed the 2.0 and 2.1. That system, the system we have now actually supports you to have as many properties as you want, right? Without any issues. It would support it. There would be, if you look at that login screen, you would be able to actually, let me see if I can quickly show you that here, quickly, if I can. Yes, so it's something like this, right? So if I can use this interface here, okay, I don't have that here, but this is what the app looks like. Let me know if when you can see my screen. So
yeah,
the
I
app,
can see it now. Yeah.
You can see it, great. So you would have I don't have any estate on this particular application right now, but you would have the estate here. You would have one here, and then you have another one here, and you have another one under it. And if you click on it, you can now control that particular, you can do access request inside the estate. I don't know, Abigail, do you have anyone that has some
Multiple estates. I'm trying to do that screenshot and put in the chat.
Okay.
Yes, that would be great. But if you look at even the video that we shared,
Yeah.
you will see that it supports that multiple estates. In fact, what this is doing is that even in the cases where, because we'll plan to go to, we're already rolling this out for schools, right? So parents can use this to actually control the pickup and drop off of their children in their school that we're in. So you can do that within this app as well. So it's just a chat. There will be a chat place so that you open it, you can give somebody permission to pick up your child. You can use that to also pick up your child. You can use it to pay your children's school fees and all of those things. So the system is multi-tenant. It can support as many estates as possible without any problem. Okay?
Excellent. Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, sir. Thank you very much for that. Thank you, Mr. Femi, for your time. We are grateful. So we have another question from Margaret Paul. Do we still have Margaret on the call? Margaret Paul. Margaret Paul.
Margaret is on the call, but I'm not sure if he's close to the phone.
Okay, maybe let me take the question. Let me ask the question.
Yes.
Then I'm assuming that she's going to pick that up from the recap, which we'll still also send to her. So Margaret said, "Good evening. I joined a little late. Can I get a little recap, please? Do I delete the previous app, Limestone, and download the new one? And also, how do I generate code for guests and family?" So there are two questions. So for my panelists, when we are taking the question of do I need to delete the previous app, we are going to speak on 1.0 and 2.0. To clarify, since she's not here to confirm if she's a 1.0 user or 2.0 user, then the last question is how do I generate code for guests and family? So for my panelists, if it's possible, and we can pull up a screen to explain that if it's difficult to use English to do that. So on the first question, we're going to pull in Jennifer. Jennifer, please, can you help us take the first question? Do I need to delete the previous app, Limestone, and download the new one? So please respond as 1.0 users and as 2.0 users. Thank you, Jennifer.
All right, thank you very much, Amaka. And to respond to you, Margaret, just like it was earlier stated, so depending on which platform you are on, whether 1.0, so if you're on 1.0, a link will be sent to you. So using that link, that's how you're going to get access to this new 2.1 that we are talking about. And if you are on 2.0, you just need to upgrade, right? You don't need to download another app for you to be able to use this platform, this current platform. Thank you. I hope that answers your question.
Thank you very much, Jennifer. That was straight to the point. Then the other question is how to generate code for guests and family. Chidima, can you help us take the question? How to generate code for guests and family.
Good evening. So for how to generate code for guest and family, for 2.0, there's no new changes. The same way you generate code for your guests and your family, that's the same way you continue generating code. Then for the 1.0, in your space, that's your estate space, when you click inside your estate space, you will see two options there. You will see access code and you see electricity. So you just go into the electricity aspect, then you pick the contact. You can pick from your contact, or you fill in the details of your guest or your family and choose the period of time they want to stay and the time they are going to, how long they are going to stay in the estate. Then generate your code. You could also share through WhatsApp, or you could copy it and share too. But just know that anytime you generate this code, it's always on, it comes as a card on the chat on your estate space, so that you'll be able to also have access to it in case the person does not have like light on his phone. You could call it out for the person. I think that should answer your question, Mr. Paul.
Yes, and we're also going to send you videos of, there are videos that we did earlier. We showed on how all of this are done. We'll be sending you guys all the how-to videos so that you can, you have clarity on how to do this on your own by 30th. All of this is from 30th, by the way. Don't start on installing your app now till 30th. On the 30th, when we're doing the cutover, we're going to send an email and communication at different points, so you know that it's time for you to upgrade or download the app. Okay?
All right, thank you very much, Chidima. Thank you, Mr. Ifeanyi, and thank you, Margaret Paul, for that. So we have another question that just came in. Mr. Ayodele Akintoye. I think Mr. Ayodele is still on the call. Mr. Ayodele, are you still on the call?
Yes, I am. Good evening, everyone.
Can you ask your question? Thank you.
Yeah, I prefer to ask rather than type in it, actually. So my questions are there are two, actually. The first thing is, I noticed on your previous app, you guys would charge for payment of units. The payment of units is actually way higher than band A. And from my own investigation, I noticed they were in band D. Okay, and you guys are pretty charging way higher. If there is no power, which I expect, because I've used this app somewhere else with another estate, what is expected is that for the unit I'm buying, anytime there's no power, I get alternative power. Okay, for the amount I'm paying for the units. But that's not the case here at Avocado Annex. That's not the case here. And we're paying way higher than even band A, not way higher, basically. That's number one. Then there's this monthly subscription that you guys charge. Previously, it was 1,000 naira on a monthly basis. And now there was an increase in that charge to, is it 2,150? Yeah, 2,150. There was no communication that there was going to be an increase. That's number one. Number two, you previously 1,000 naira. For me, I don't know what I'm actually subscribing to, because all I do using the app is just for me to buy units, pay into the wallet I've created for the account I'm using, and then I pay for even putting the money in that. Then at the end of the day, again, on a monthly basis, you charge me for subscription for what I'm not using. I'm only using the app for that. So you now increase it again, no communication. There was just an increase. I have 2 months bill on that account, on the account I'm using, and I don't know how I incurred that. The 1,000 already, I've already complained about it, and I've spoken to someone in your customer service team. The last time when I saw the 2,000 whatever again, I tried to reach you guys. You guys could not be reachable. So please, I would like to know on those two cases why we have such an amount so high when we're using band D, and secondly, the 1,000 naira that was being increased. I'd like to know where that is coming from as well. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much, Mr. Ayodele, for those questions. Your questions are 3, but I want to start with the most important one that you said that you tried to reach out to us and we were not reachable. First of all, we apologize for that. We are going to make our support channels more visible to you and to everyone, so that you can always reach us at any point in time. Apologies for that experience. So your first question is light tariff setup, avocado Anes. You said you are currently in band D, and the tariff is slightly higher than what NEPA charges you for the normal
Not
light.
slightly higher. Not slightly higher. It's about over 300% higher.
No problem. Yeah, like 300% higher. Now, to answer that question correctly, so when we are talking about fixing tariff, basically, like my MD said initially, your facility managers are using our system to manage the estates. Now, they understand the tiny details of what happens in managing the estate and what is required. So they are to confirm how much they are charged and how much they fixed. So it's not within the powers of Limestone to set tariff for your estate. Your facility managers are 100% responsible for that. And I believe that there's a good reason for that. We actually had a meeting with your estate not long. That was, I think, last week, Monday, for some clarity. So just put your ears down. I know they will reach back to your team to explain any discrepancies you have. You can also kindly drop it on your group, on your team WhatsApp for that clarity. That's on the light tariff setup for avocado Anes. Now, the next question is, there was no communication on the increase on the tariff. That's on the license charges. It was, like you said, 1,000. Then it was increased to 2,150. Just for clarity, we actually communicated. Maybe we didn't communicate enough. Again, if you didn't get it, it means that the communication was not complete. But if you check your app, because I know that you're on 1.0, so we reached out through the emails that we have and the facility managers to communicate that to you. So we are assuming that that did not get to you. We apologize for that. Like we said, we are going to be taking your feedback to make sure that next time we'll find better ways to communicate and make sure that at least everybody gets to hear it as loud as possible. So that's on the increase. Now, your next question is, what is the subscription for? You just use it to buy light and to pay your dues. Why is the subscription necessary? Now, just as you said, I believe you joined late. I'm confirming you joined late. We tried to explain that subscription fee, for instance, like when we had a meeting with your team on Monday, we have a lot of features on the app. Your estate activated 2 of it. because of, I guess, lack of complete information that they can activate even the gate pass, the complaint feature, and the rest of it. So after that conversation with them, they confirmed that they are going to do that. So the money you are paying is not just for that, it's for every feature that, if you watch the Stone community video, which we are going to send a recap to you, that's what the money is for. Now we need to be maintaining the system. Like, why do you need to pay that for that money? For us to be able to host this application with every security we've built in around it, with every technology, and to make sure that also the humans are properly taken care of. That's the reason for the subscription. So once you pay for your subscription, it's left for you to tell your facility managers, we want these features activated. So once you reach out to them and tell them, they'll be able to activate as many features that are within your subscription, which is a lot. So I don't know if that answers your question, your 3 questions that you answered. Ask Mr. Ayodele.
Yeah, thank you very much for the responses to my question. I understand what you guys are saying. So what I would do, the next step for me is to take it up with my facility manager. Right. So yeah, thanks for that clarity from your end. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much, Mr. Ayodele, for that. Going through the comment session, I don't see any other question from anybody. Please, do we have any other question from anyone that you've forgotten to drop, or maybe we skipped that out of human omission, and we didn't take that? Do we have such people? I'm scanning through the comment section again. Okay, Yenisi Bode said, thank you for sharing the video for residents. I have to exit now. So thank you, Yenisi. That's not a question. Yeah. So I think, okay, we have someone. Oh God, Agia Tony.
Yeah,
Tony.
good evening, everyone.
Good evening, Mr. Tony.
Sorry, I'm joining late. It was a bit of traffic here, but I'm here now for Pick Back Phase 2. And then I think Emmanuel has asked most questions, but my main question is some of the residents, they report slow response. And we've been having that issue. That's me and the facility manager. I'm the welfare actually. So when they request for what do they call it? Is it tamper code or something? Takes time to arrive. Like some of us get how do I say, hits from residents because of that, and then we keep I don't like a situation where we have to bombard you guys before we get the tamper codes and all of that. And he knows that that's Emmanuel F-form. He knows more of that because he gets the hits the most. But he reports to me, and I'm here to, I don't know if we can work on the response, on how we respond to tamper codes, and if we need anything, how we reach out. We need fast response, please.
All right. Thank you very much, Mr. Tony. Thank you at least for joining. I saw you said you were on transit earlier. I'm glad you got to where you are going to safely. This is Amaka. Again, we apologize for those response time. There are peculiar situations with your estates at different points in time, peak phase 2. But one thing that will guarantee you is that we'll find a way to make it easier than it is now, without the frustrations that you just listed out that you go through for the tamper token. Again, we apologize for that. Now, some of those bumps that we put on the road for tamper token is actually for the benefit of the estate, but we'll look into it to make sure that it's not now affecting the estate negatively. Reason being that we have situations where estate residents bypass the meter and connect their meter directly, And when they need to connect it back, maybe they know that you are walking around to check out things and they just hurriedly connect it back. And for them to do that, it jumps into Tampa and we reach out. We know that there are 2 meters in particular in your estate that keeps going through that over and over again. In fact, in the last 2 months, we've given up to 4 Tampa tokens there. But like I said, after the meeting, we can jump on the call. Then you can give us free access to say, even if they come like 10 times in a day or 20 times in a day, give them the token without the bumps and it's documented. We'll definitely do that. But the bumps is for your own financial security for your residents.
So let me come in there as well, because there is actually there's a feature that is we're adding to the app that is supposed to address this problem. Mr. Tony, in addition to what Amaka just mentioned, we're going to be making it possible for you to get the Tampa token yourself. In one of the next deployment we're going to be doing between now and the next 2 months, you're going to get an update. One of the things we promised you today is that you're going to be getting more frequent updates in the system as we merge these two systems into one in 2.1. So you're going to see a lot more updates, and one of the updates you're going to get is an ability for you to be able to retrieve a Tampa token yourself. The difference, though, is that Tampa tokens are actually costing us money to give to you. That's one part that Amaka has not mentioned. When we give you a Tampa token, we actually pay to get a Tampa token. So that cost is going to be transferred to the person that is creating the reason for the Tampa. Because the reason why there's Tampa on a meter is because the meter was tampered. The connection to the meter was tampered. Either somebody pulled it off and the meter. Tamper is actually a safety mechanism built into STS meters to prevent the meter being tampered.
Sorry, can I comment in there?
Yes.
Sorry for cutting you short. I think for this our area, Ibejuleki or I don't know Uribanwa, sometimes we get really bad currents that the stand. So that is what makes some of these meters go into tamper code. There are some days where the light becomes very, very, very terrible.
Okay.
You understand? Like there's light, but the current is very, very, very terrible. So I have a neighbor here. I monitor everything that goes on in his own unit. Nobody tampers with the meter, but it just goes into tamper code. You understand? So for everybody that's requesting for meter, I don't think they consistently tamper with their meter. You understand? And we have an in-house electrician that goes. His job is basically to go around the estate almost every 2 days to check everybody's meter and all of that. And it doesn't announce if it's coming, it just appears in your unit and does what it has to do. So I think the major reason for us here is the low current.
Okay.
The low current tampers with the meter, and then some of them go into tamper code. And we have 2 providers, meter providers here. I don't have to mention the other name because I'm not giving them publicity.
Yeah.
We also go through this same problem with them. There are so many meters that go into tamper code just because of the low current.
You're not going to continue having the problem with us because, like I said, you're going to have a situation where you can retrieve that Tampa token yourself and apply it as a facility manager. Yeah, we're working on that.
Thank you so much. That is everything. I might have to leave now because I have more estate issues to attend to.
Definitely. Thank you very much.
If I have any other issue, I'll reach out to Mrs. Amaka. Thank you so much, guys. I appreciate it.
All right.
Thank you, Tony.
Go ahead.
And thank you, Mr. Ifeanyi, for that. I think I saw Brad. Brad, thank you. You've been here for a bit. And I've been itching to hear your question, actually. Brad, can we take your question? Mr. Brad.
Hello. Yeah, good evening.
Good evening, Mr. Brad.
Yeah,
I
sorry,
can
I've
hear
been on and off. Yeah, sorry, I've been on and off. I don't.
His connection is not great.
I don't know if you
Hello,
guys talked
Brad. Your
about the emergency
connection.
token. I don't know if you guys talked about the emergency token.
Okay, we'll take that. Is that your question is on emergency token?
Yeah, and you know, in on the meters there, they have this other device which you can use remotely, like in your place, to like recharge the meters. So I've had those devices since, and I don't know how to use them.
Okay.
That's when I generate the token right now. So for me not to go to the meters to insert the codes, there's a device I have. You get me? That was given to me by the meter company. You get me? But I don't know on how to use it.
Okay.
Instead of going to the meter to upload the token, I can as well stay in my comfort zone and just connect it to electricity or so and just load the token.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Brad, for that question. So your questions are two. What is
Yeah.
our plan for emergency token? Then the second question is on the device that you have. The device is actually called the CIU device that you have. So those are the two questions that you are asking. So I can humbly take the one on the CIU device, then we'll come back to you on emergency token. So Mr. Brad, all you have to do is to pair your meter to the emergency to the CIU device. So what do I mean? Currently they are not communicating with each other, right? Because it hasn't been activated, your CIU device. So what you can do is two things. If you reach out to your meter provider, because every meter provider has a pairing code for their meters, is unique, it's not the same for everyone. Limestone meters are different from the pairing code are different from the pairing codes of your meter provider. So if you reach out to your meter provider, they will give you that code. It will be the same for everybody. So once they give it to you, you impute it inside your meter. If you put it inside your meter will accept it and it will be activated. And the moment it's activated, you are good to go. You don't need to now go to the meter every time you need to recharge, or even anytime there's a problem, you'll be able to see that. So yes, but you can also reach out when we are done. If you need more help or more assistance on that, we'll be able to help you and handhold you on that too, on how to get it. So please, can we have your response on our plans for emergency token for our users?
Yes, emergency token is actually something that we're supposed to go live with, but it was caught to make sure that we meet the 30th of this month deadline. So you should get it in a few weeks. The next release, it will definitely come with it. It's already planned and there is already work in the process with it. You just haven't gotten to production environment yet.
Okay, no problem. That's good.
All right, thank you very much. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you, Brad. I'm very happy that out of all the tons of questions and contributions you've been giving to us, there's only one that is left. So that means we did a good job. Again, thank you, Brad. So we have another question from Bolanle Medusha. Bolanle, please, are you on the call?
He just dropped this. I think he's on the call.
Yes.
Bolanle is right
Bolanle.
here. Good evening, everyone. So sorry, I'm
Good
just
evening,
joining.
Bolanle. It's fine. Can you ask your question, please?
Yeah, well, although I actually joined late, so I just wanted to know if Limestone provide betas or something. So, and then if the answer is yes, how long does it even take for the processing time, so to speak? Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Bolanle. Okay. Let's respond to the question, please. Who does Limestone provide meter for estates? The answer is yes, YES. So we have many estates that currently use our meters at the moment. So if you need meters, we can provide you with meter. how long is your processing time? So we would normally say 48 hours, between 24 hours to 48 hours. Our meters will be at your doorstep after payment. So once we've confirmed your payment that it has been made, between 24 to 48 hours, the installation would have been done. And if there is light, activation takes place immediately. But if there is no light, activation would happen the moment NEPA brings back the light. So yes, we supply meters to estates.
All right,
And
then.
delivery.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. So why I'm asking is because I've actually applied once in September last year, and up until now, it has not been brought.
Which
So I'm
estate
now
are you, sir? Which estate?
no, Queen's Garden Estate.
Okay. Okay, so that's landmark. So
Yeah,
the
that's
process
landmark.
for, yes, that's landmark. The process that we have currently for landmarks requests for estates is they reach out to us and we make that supply. So I am very sure that they should be working on that. Maybe you send a reminder to them. Once we get their request, your meter should be with you within the next 24 to 48 hours. If you've not delivered, what it means is that requests have not gotten to Limestone.
Okay, so how much is it? And who? Okay, so I should reach out to Landmark, right?
Yes, sir, please reach out to Landmark because they understand the peculiarities and everything that has to do with their supplies and the rest of it. So they should be able to update you with that information.
It's all right then. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Yeah, very welcome, sir. Thank you. I'm still looking at the comment section. We don't have more questions in the comment section. There is none. I'm going through that. There is no question. Do we have anybody that have a question that haven't been taken care of? Maybe it just came to you while we're talking. Safe to say that we have done justice.
I think we've answered all the questions.
All right. Again,
yeah.
Thank you to everyone who has been here. We actually planned for 1 hour, 30 minutes, but right now we're on 2 hours, 5 minutes. That is actually showing that was interactive enough. And we hope we answered your questions extensively. Again, on behalf of Limestone, we want to say thank you. Thank you for trusting us. For our customers who has been with us and who has been patient with us, we want to say thank you. And also thank you for all your feedbacks and thank you for all your questions. What we can guarantee you is that come 30th, you are going to have a better experience and we are going to ensure that we respond to you faster than we do now. There might not be need for those response because the system would always respond to you promptly and as expected. Thank you very much. And I hope we have a very lovely weekend ahead of time. Thank you very much, everyone. Thank you to the Limestone team for your endless efforts. And I don't know, just thank you. Do have a lovely weekend.
Welcome to Limestone. Today marks another important step in our journey to make estate living, facility management, security operations, and resident engagement simpler, smarter, and more reliable. Limestone started with version 1, a suite of products designed to help residents, facility managers, and estate security teams manage daily estate activities more efficiently. In version 1, residents used My Limestone, facility managers used the community portal, and estate security guards used the security app. These products helped introduce digital estate management across our communities. As our customers grew, their needs also evolved. To serve communities better, Limestone moved into version 2 with a more improved product suite. Residents began using Stonecircle, facility managers used Stone Community, and security guards used Stone Security. This version brought better structure, improved user experience, and stronger estate operations. Now, Limestone has evolved again. Welcome to Limestone 2.1, the new platform that all users have been migrated to.